The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Night Time by Mark Haddon. Meet Christopher, 15 years old and has Asperger's syndrome. He lives in England with his father Ed. He doesn't like loud noises, crowded places, and the colors of yellow and brown, as these colors mean that he is going to have a bad day. As the novel opens, he tells us, I know all the countries of the world and their capital cities, and every prime number up to 7057. One night, he discovers a neighbor's dog, Wellington, with a garden fork stuck through him. After the owner, Mr. Shears, discovered Christopher over the dead dog's body and called the police. Everyone suspected that Christopher had killed Wellington, but he loves animals and would never hurt them. He decided that he was going to become a detective, like Sherlock Holmes, and find out who really killed Wellington. He needed somewhere to write down all of his information, so he wrote this book. He wants to figure out who killed the dog, so he begins writing in a notebook given to him by his teachers, Mrs. Soburn. The story is narrated from Christopher's perspective, as this is his book that he wrote about his life. Everything written in it must be true, as he doesn't know how to write fiction. Christopher is 15 years old. He has Asperger's syndrome. He lives with his father, goes to a special school, and has never been out by himself further than the sweet shop at the end of his street. He knows his father loves him, but Christopher can't bear to be touched, so between them, they have developed a sign. When Christopher's father holds out his hand with fingers spread, it is a message to tell him he loves him and wants to give him a hug. And at this time, Christopher holds out his hand too, and allowed his fingers to touch those of his father. Christopher liked lists, numbers, patterns, and Sherlock Holmes. He hates the colors yellow and brown, and also people who tell lies. He finds people confusing. Sometimes his mind gets overloaded by confusion, and this is when he starts to groan and knock his head against the wall. Mark Haddon is a British novelist and poet, best known for his 2003 novel The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Night Time. He was educated at Uppingham School and Merton College, Oxford, where he studied English. In 2003, Haddon won the Whitbread Book of the Year award, and in 2004, the Commonwealth Writers' Prize overall Best First Book for his novel The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Night Time. The book is quite an emotional book at times, even though Christopher doesn't understand emotions. There are a lot of laugh out loud moments, including times where you probably shouldn't laugh, but the way they are told by Christopher will have you laughing anyway. What I found most remarkable about this book is that it gives you an insight as to what is it like to live with autism, not just from the person with the diagnosis, but how people have to learn to adapt to living with someone with this condition. One of the little side notes which I want to add is that I liked how the chapters were all prime number, something that Christopher loved.